Welcome back to the deep dive. We take a whole stack of complex source material, all the reports, the white papers, and we pull out the insights you need fast.
And today we're tackling a big one, a challenge that has, really moved beyond the IT help desk.
Oh yeah, it's landed squarely in the boardroom. We're talking about shadow AI.
That's right. And if you're still thinking of this as just, another compliance headache.
Like a new flavor of shadow IT.
Exactly. The source material is a real wake-up call. We're looking at this as a major board-level risk for 2026.
Okay, so before we go any further, let's pin down the definition. When we say shadow AI, what are we actually talking about?
So based on the sources, it's the unsanctioned use of any AI tool by anyone on staff without IT governance.
And that's not just ChatGPT.
No, not at all.
Right.
It's sophisticated AI agents, it's obscure little browser plugins, it could even be local open source models someone's running on a laptop.
Wow. So it's this spontaneous, uncontrolled thing happening across the company. And our mission for you today is really focused. We're going to get past the scare tactics.
Yeah, we want to unpack the specific risks this creates.
And then walk you through a really pragmatic, structured approach, a roadmap. It's a 60 to 90-day program that tech leaders are using right now to get a handle on this.
And the key is, it's about gaining control without killing innovation.
Right. So what's the core strategy, the executive summary of this whole deep dive?
It's simple, really. Visibility first, then guardrails. You have to see it before you can manage it.
And the goal is to adopt AI securely. So you provide approved, safe tools.
You leverage your enterprise identity systems. You implement robust data loss prevention DLP that, actually understands AI.
So the balancing act. Improves the risk, but at the same time, accelerate how you get value from AI safely. That's really the name of the game here.
It is.
Okay, let's dive right in. Enterprises have been dealing with shadow IT for, what, decades now?
A long time.
So if we already know how to handle an employee downloading, I don't know, a rogue cloud storage app, why is shadow AI being flagged as this dramatically higher risk?
It all comes down to the data. It's about the function.
What do you mean?
Well, generic shadow IT, it usually just uses or stores data. But shadow AI systems, they're designed to transform and learn from that data.
Okay, so it doesn't just hold my confidential design doc.
No, it reads it, it synthesizes it, and it might even incorporate parts of it into future answers for someone else.
That distinction, storage versus transformation, that changes the entire risk profile.
It absolutely does. And then you add in autonomy.
The AI acting on its own.
Exactly. The sources are really clear that these tools, especially the agentic ones, can take actions across multiple systems. Think about the amplified risks. Data exfiltration, IP loss.
And what's this about retention?
That's the other big mechanism. These models often retain prompts and outputs outside of your corporate environment. So it creates this permanent potential for a data leak that your old security tools,
They just can't see it.
they weren't built to find it or stop it.
And the research confirms this is happening everywhere. I mean, the numbers on risky use and policy violations are just climbing.
Oh, it's not theoretical at all. It's happening right now. And the material points to this massive blind spot.
What do you say?
Employees using personal AI accounts or browser extensions.
So if I feed confidential data into my personal ChatGPT account?
It's gone. It's completely outside your corporate logging, your audit trail, your DLP controls. It's an immediate loss of control.
Those plugins sound especially tricky.
They are, because they fly completely under the radar of traditional network monitoring.
So that makes me want to ask, though,
Yeah.
if the risk is that high, why not just block everything? Why does the source material insist on discovery first?
It's that classic tension, right? Security versus productivity.
Yeah.
The sources are very clear. Blocking everything is futile. It's actually damaging. Your people need AI to do their jobs to stay competitive.
And if you block the one tool they know,
They'll just find another one, a new one, a more obscure one. And your shadow problem gets worse.
so you can't govern what you can't see.
You've got it. You start by seeing what's already happening.
Okay, that makes sense. You're channeling the behavior instead of just trying to stop it.
Yeah.
Now, what about those agentic workflows you mentioned? The AI that's not just chatting, but actually doing things.
That's where the stakes get really high. The sources call this the blast radius risk.
So blast radius.
Yeah, imagine an agent that summarizes your quarterly financials, and then, based on a vague prompt, it autonomously drafts a press release and posts it to an unapproved Slack channel.
Oh, wow.
Or worse. Because these agents can take read-write actions across multiple apps, if one is compromised or just misconfigured, the potential damage is enormous.
Which is why the sources say, treat this as a visibility and identity problem first.
Yes. Data protection comes second. You have to know who is using what before you can even begin to protect it.
So this is where we get into the practical solution. The panic is understandable, but the source material, it lays out this very structured, 3-phase, 60 to 90-day program.
Exactly. This is the roadmap leaders need to get past the fear.
So phase 1 is called discovery. It covers the first, 0 to 3 weeks?
Right. And the focus is 100% on getting visibility. It's all about telemetry and inventory.
So what are the actual steps? How do you find these ghost tools?
You start with the tools you already have, but you tune them for AI. The playbook says you have to enable SSE or CASB discovery.
Right, security service edge or a cloud access security broker.
And you tune them to specifically look for AI domains, for extensions, for API calls, even if the traffic is encrypted, which is key.
And what data are we pulling once that's turned on?
You're pulling from everything. Your identity provider logs, your EDR systems, your proxy logs. You're building a map of usage.
Who, what, where?
Exactly. Is the dev team hitting OpenAI APIs all day? Is marketing using some weird image generator from a country you don't trust? You need to know.
And I imagine classification is a huge part of this. Not all AI use is equally risky.
Correct. A solid risk taxonomy is the backbone here. You classify your data public, internal, confidential. Then you rate the AI tools and actions themselves.
So a simple chat is low risk.
But an agent writing code with your proprietary algorithms is extremely high risk. You need that matrix to make good decisions later.
Are there any quick wins in this phase?
Oh, yeah. You can immediately block known high-risk sites, and you start requiring corporate accounts for any AI tool you provisionally approve.
Which brings us smoothly into phase 2. Govern. This is weeks 2 through 6. So if phase 1 is about finding the shadows.
Phase 2 is about building the secure on-ramp.
It's where the policy and culture shift happens.
Precisely. You publish an official AI acceptable use policy, an AUP, and critically, you create a clear, low-friction AI request path.
So then once a new tool,
they know exactly how to ask for it, and they get a fast decision. Allow, restrict, or block.
The process has to be faster than their desire to just go find it themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And the sources are absolute on this next point. Mandate enterprise logins. SSO. Prohibit personal accounts for work data.
Why is that so non-negotiable?
Because if a personal account is used, you lose everything. The audit trail, retention, liability protection, it's all gone.
So the strategy isn't to block, it's to provide the good, secure alternative.
Right. You stand up approved AI workspaces, you give them a compliant sandbox to play in.
Like an enterprise chat tool or code copilots with tenant restrictions.
And inside those approved tools, you configure your defenses, DLP, prompt redaction, security boundary prompts to keep the models from going off the rails.
Okay, that brings us to the final phase, phase 3. Protect and monitor. This runs from, say, week 4 out to week 12.
Yeah, this is where you lock everything down and focus on enforcement and really embedding this in the culture.
So we're talking identity, data, device controls.
All of it. You enforce SSO plus SCM, which automates access when people join or leave. You enforce MFA. You enforce least privilege for all AI apps.
So an agent only gets the permissions it absolutely needs and nothing more.
Nothing more.
And the DLP has to get smarter, right? It's not just scanning files anymore.
It has to be contextual. It needs to inspect the actual prompts people are typing, the files they upload, and the outputs the AI generates.
So if I try to paste a huge chunk of customer data into a prompt,
the DLP should see that and redact it or block it before it ever leaves your secure workspace. That's a massive shift.
And what about detection? Because people will still try to get around the rules.
You have to tune your SIME rules, your UEBA models. You're now looking for specifically AI-related threats.
Like what?
Anomalous usage, like a sudden huge data upload from one user, or indicators of prompt injection, or just big data egress spikes right after a lot of AI activity.
And finally, the culture piece, the training.
It's essential.
Yeah.
And it has to be role-based. What a developer needs to know is different from what an analyst needs to know.
Right. You provide templates for safe patterns, maybe a catalog of proved use cases.
Exactly. You show people how to use the tool safely to get their work done faster. You make it easy to do the right thing.
So zooming out a bit, the sources provide this great review of the guardrails that actually work.
Yeah, the features that let you enable AI while keeping control.
What's the most critical feature for any of these approved AI tools?
Beyond the identity piece, it's the approved workspace itself. It must have audit logs, clear retention policies, and content filters. If a vendor can't give you that, they're off the list. Period.
And what about data hygiene? Minimizing that blast radius we talked about.
That's data minimization. You have to train people to default to sending summaries or metadata, not full documents.
Use fake data for testing.
Use synthetic or masked data. Feed the models only the bare minimum they need.
And those agents, how do you govern them?
With the strictest controls, granular permissions, they have to be in dry run mode by default, so a human has to approve any real action.
You test them in a sandbox first.
You vet their behavior before you let them loose? Absolutely.
The last guardrail looks outward, at the vendors.
Right. Third-party risk. You have to do rigorous due diligence. Look at their DPAs, their data residency, their model retention settings.
If a vendor keeps your prompts forever.
That's a deal breaker. A huge security red flag.
So if you're a leader trying to implement all this, the source material boils it down to 4 critical questions you have to be able to answer. Let's run through them.
Okay. First, do you have central visibility of all AI tools, including the sneaky add-ons and local models? If not, you're flying blind.
Second, are personal accounts explicitly prohibited for work data? Is SSO enforced everywhere? You have to own that perimeter.
Third, is your DLP contextual? Is it inspecting prompts, attachments, and outputs? You have to inspect the actual conversation.
And finally, and this feels like the most important one, are you providing approved, easy-to-use AI paths so your staff don't even feel the need to go rogue?
The safe path has to be the easiest path. That's the core message here. The goal isn't to block AI.
No, it's essential now.
It is. The goal is safe adoption. And that comes from strong identity, total visibility, and providing controlled, compliant workspaces where people can actually get value.
So as you're tackling this, what does this all mean for you? We've gone through the operational controls, the SSE, the DLP, the training, but the sources end on a really crucial strategic point.
It's not just a technical project.
Not at all. Leaders have to be able to prove they're aligned to compliance frameworks.
The controls are the how, but you need to connect them to the strategic why.
So the final thought for you to explore is this. How do you map all these operational controls? Your usage policy, your DLP rules, your agent dry run policy, to something like the NIST AI risk management framework.
And all the regional regulations coming out in the UK, the EU, the US.
Exactly. Implementing this 90-day program isn't just a security exercise, it's a critical compliance mandate for 2026. You've got to have the paperwork to back up the protection.
Excellent point. That's the future of this. Linking the controls to the governance and documenting every single step.
That's our deep dive into shadow AI. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.